We'll start with Ivan Rakitic.
Empezamos con Ivan Rakitic. Acuerda de decir tu nombre y empresa antes de empezar. Gracias.
Hola Iván, buenas tardes. Marc Grau de Barça TV. Acostumbrados como estáis a jugar contra rivales que se encierran más atrás, que poblan el centro del campo con 4 hasta 5 jugadores, ¿qué supone jugar ante un equipo que tiene un centro del campo similar al vuestro, con 3 jugadores más tocadores que también van a presionarnos arriba? ¿Qué os cambia esto respecto a otros partidos como el que puede ser mañana? Gracias.
Bueno, sinceramente no cambia nada en especial, ¿no? Será un partido muy divertido, muy bonito, sobre todo también que la idea es muy parecida, ¿no? Pero bueno, para nosotros sinceramente no cambia mucho. Nuestra idea va a ser la misma, querer llevar el peso del partido, dar el ritmo, sabiendo también que hace poco hemos jugado contra ellos y bueno, su míster nos conoce más que bien, así que bueno, para nosotros no va a cambiar mucho, vamos a intentar hacer un gran partido, que también hace falta si queremos ganar aquí. Y bueno, sobre todo disfrutar y hacer un gran partido.
Hola Iván, Edgar Fornós de RACU. Te vimos el partido de este fin de semana, más de pivote defensivo, incluso sacando el balón desde el central izquierdo, y a veces te hemos visto evidentemente la posición más adelantada también con Croacia. Ya sé que siempre decís donde me diga el míster, pero ¿dónde disfrutas más tú jugando? ¿Más atrás, más adelante?
No, sinceramente disfruto si estar en el campo, quiero estar en el campo, por eso para decir dónde me ponga el míster no es para quedar bien con el míster, es sinceramente porque lo que disfrutas es estar en el campo. Entiendo que somos 23 o 24 tíos que cada uno quiere y puede jugar, pero lo que cada uno quiere es estar en el campo, así que disfrutas cuando juegas bien, cuando el equipo lo hace bien, cuando ves que lo que estás haciendo.
Or is it better to leave a big rival such as Manchester City out of the competition? The idea is play well, we want to win. We're Barcelona, we want to win matches. We're really looking forward to it. And there, to analyse how rivals will end up after this match is not something that we'll be looking at. We have enough things to be thinking about. There are 2 other teams in the group as well, and will be doing their best to qualify also. Not all 4 of us can qualify. Tomorrow we're playing a very difficult match against a difficult opponent, but we can only think about what we want to do. And we need to play really well to take away those 3 points. And if that means that we finish first, then fantastic. But each team are going to be playing as hard as they can to do whatever they can.
Ivan Rakitic, Marc de Carreras de Catalunya Ràdio. Creus que és una mica perillós el 4-0 que es va
Does it
jugar
make any
al Camp Nou?
difference
The
fact that
i el partit de demà pot ser més
you won 4-0 last time, and was it an unfair result at the Camp Nou?
Sabiendo que también
Well,
en ese partido
we know that in that match there was a little bit of everything.
Con cosas que a lo mejor no pasan en
We know that those things will happen in every single game that we play.
A ese ritmo,
but I think we can continue in the same rhythm and play in the way that we did. And they will try to play as they know, with their manager who has very clear ideas on how he wants to play. And then I think in the first match you have to forget about what happened there, because it's in the past now. Because if we play every day against them, not one match would be the same, so I think it's always a little bit different when you play. The idea is to, if the same players are on the pitch, then obviously it might be the same, but in this particular situation it's not the case.
Para nosotros es importante hacer el mejor partido posible,
to play as well as we possibly can, to enjoy it, because it will be a great occasion. It's a Champions League match and we want to win it. After the way you played and the position you played the other day, towards the left, who do you enjoy playing with alongside more now that Iniesta's not playing?
Bueno, yo creo que ahí va a estar el míster que tiene que decidir.
I think the manager will decide the 11 that are going to start the match. For us it's important, as I said before, we're a strong group of players. We have 23 or 24 players that can play. They can play, they're good enough to play. They will all give as much as they can to get on the pitch. And it's just important that we're strong as a group going into the match. And if you take the 11 best players in that position, it wouldn't necessarily make the best pitch, the best team. So we have to do what we can tomorrow. 11 that do start the game will do everything they can, whoever is selected, to win the match.
Ivan, hello. Nick Collins.
Ivan, hola, Nick Collins de Sky Sports. ¿Es una amenaza Sergio Agüero en este momento, ahora que está marcando goles? Ya sabemos. Lo bueno es que es uno de los mejores del mundo y ahora que empieza a marcar goles, esperamos que los goles que marcó el último partido serán los últimos para estos días. Pero el Manchester City tienen un equipo muy potente y será muy difícil para nosotros jugar contra cualquier otro delantero. Esperamos que ya ha tenido su buen día y mañana que juega regular y puede volver a jugar bien en los próximos partidos.
Del Mundo Deportivo, aquí a tu derecha. Buenas tardes. En el partido de ida se le dio mucha importancia a tener el balón. No sé si con la necesidad de mañana.
I don't know if that will be the same tomorrow. Would it be better to give them the ball and then take advantage of the space that they might leave in behind? It's not an obsession to have more possession of the ball. If you get 51% to 49, I don't think anybody cares if you win the match. It's not an obsession of ours to have the ball. If you have more of the ball, then you're more likely to score and more likely to create and more likely to control the game. That is true. And our way of playing won't change in that sense. Obviously, you try to take advantage of what the other team leaves you. And if they leave space, then we'll try and take advantage of that space that they leave. But I think they also know that we're going to look for our own opportunities. And when there is space with the players that we have, we'll try and take advantage of that. But we'll concentrate on the game as always, but not thinking about having a 51% to their 49. We know the difficulty that the game holds tomorrow, and we'll try and take advantage of those good moments that we have in the game. Today there was an interview that came out that a secret of your team is that there's no weak points. Do you think that when you have Messi, you have more of an opportunity of winning the game? Obviously, I've not been in Barca for 10 years. I know that this is like a big family for me. The best player in the world is Leo Messi. But it's like a group. Each person within that family feels happy with the other person. I don't think it's easy to have 24 players living together during a year, to have problems with them. It's such a strong family. And I say family because that's how it feels. We travel together. Everywhere we are, we always feel comfortable together. It's something that we've had for a number of years, and we enjoy each other's company. And that, when you have those best players there, that's even better. If you want to play football with or without the ball, Leo's a great person for that. And he's the most important player for us. And I hope that tomorrow he has one of his better days. Wanted to know, what's your opinion of Pep Guardiola? And would you like to play in a team that he manages one day? And do you think that could happen one day, or would you completely rule that out? No. And if not, then maybe we can have a coffee together. Well, when I took the number 4 jersey over at Barcelona, it was purely because of him. When I saw that it was an opportunity to play with the number 4 shirt at Barcelona, it was a great opportunity. It was an opportunity that I took with both hands. He was one of the best in the world, and your teammates also tell you a lot about him and what he was like. It's fantastic, and I hope he's really happy and he's really successful in the future, but not tomorrow. But it would be fantastic to work with him one day, and if not, I'll let him come for a coffee. If you could choose, if you were a manager, who would you choose to play in Iniesta's position that he's left vacant? I think that, in general, as I said before, it's really important. There's no other player like Andres Iniesta. I think that's clear. It's an important player that we have missing. But whoever plays in his position will do as well as they can. I don't think we put the pressure on that person who plays in that position and say that Andres is not playing and now you have to play in that position. I don't think we should particularly do that. I'm sure Andres can enjoy the match at home, watching it. We have some important players that will do their job perfectly, and the manager will decide. How important is it to win, to get to the last 16? I know that tomorrow will be a very difficult game, and they will try and put pressure on us, and they will try and press us high, and it's important to have possession and create danger. We'll have to take it as a game that we're playing as always. We want to win. That's why it's going to be a true Champions League game. We know that tomorrow we could take an important step to qualify. And then we know that the 2 games that we have left we could take a bit more in a relaxed manner. It wouldn't be the end of the world if that didn't happen. We just have to continue in the same vein as we have been doing recently. And continue in the same vein, give everything tomorrow, and then see what happens, because it will be a really enjoyable game. Continuing on to the question, what changes for you? Obviously, what changes for you when you don't have Iniesta in the team? A lot changes. He's a unique player, not just in the last 2 years. I think he's been playing now for almost 14 years in the first team. So all that he's given in that time is completely unique. There are other players that have different qualities. That is true. That's why we're going to try to be strong together, and whoever plays in that position, whoever will replace him tomorrow, we will have to be together and help that player. Obviously, quality like Andres has is difficult to find, but together as a team, we can overcome this. We just have to go out and enjoy ourselves. We hope that he's back to full fitness soon, because we miss him, and also he could be happy with us. Hi, Ivan. You're playing against a team against whom you've played a number of times over the last few years and won. Do you feel a certain level of confidence when you're playing against them, or do you take this as a brand new game? The game we played a few days ago is forgotten. And the same as the game we played 2 years ago here. It was a team with a different manager, with a different idea. Tomorrow is going to be a different game. And also it's different to play away from home than at home. So all that has happened. It was a difficult game. And it's a game you have to play to your limit, and you have to be 100% committed. You have to prepare well for it, because it will be a strong physical game. It's one of the best games that Europe can throw up at the moment, and we have to enjoy it and win.
Doncs aquesta era la roda de premsa que oferia Rakitic, un dels futbolistes que ens agrada escoltar perquè deixa molts titulars, i en uns instants sortirà Luis Enrique Martínez, el tècnic del Barça. Rakitic, que ha respost a moltes preguntes sobre l'actualitat del Barça, sobre el Manchester City, i sobretot hi ha hagut a mi unes paraules que m'han cridat bastant l'atenció i que m'han agradat força. Deia Rakitic: m'agradaria prendre un cafè amb Guardiola, i que va agafar el 4 al Futbol Club Barcelona precisament per Guardiola. La porta veig que ha canviat, per cert, Rakitic, sí, n'hi ha una d'entrada i una de sortida.
Hem d'estar pendents de l'altra, no? La de l'entrada ara...
Abans d'entrar, deixin sortir, no?
Sí.
No, sí, curiós. Els elogis... No els elogis no són curiosos, sinó la història del per què Rakitic va escollir el 4, no? Per mantenir el vincle.
Rakitic i Guardiola futbolísticament no s'assemblen res. Vull dir, Guardiola era migcampista, Rakitic també ho és, però són característiques absolutament diferents. Rakitic és fort, és potent, és ràpid, té gol. Guardiola tenia unes característiques absolutament diferents. Per això és curiós i crida l'atenció, però evidentment que Guardiola va ser un gran migcampista i Rakitic es devia fixar amb jugadors que jugaven no amb la seva posició, perquè Guardiola jugava més endarrerit i Rakitic jugava més avançat, però jo també em quedo amb el tema de desdramatitzar el tema de la possessió. I tu abans deies, Mario, a Guardiola li agrada molt la possessió. És relatiu, això. Sí que li agrada, però ell odia el terme, per exemple, tiki-taka. Això molta gent diu, no, el tiki-taka. Odia aquest terme, diu que és un terme, una paraula horrorosa, i que a ell no li agrada tenir la pilota per tenir-la. Que a ell li agrada tenir la pilota per atacar, per moure el rival.
I per desgastar el rival.
A ell li agrada el joc de posició, que això del tiki-taka s'ho va inventar Clemente, per cert, aquesta paraula, i és més els detractors d'aquest joc d'atac, d'aquest joc ofensiu, de tenir la pilota, els que ho deien de manera una mica criticant, dient, toquem la pilota, avorrim...
Això ho deia el periodista Andrés Montes, però en sentit positiu, quan ho aplicava a la selecció espanyola.
Però a Guardiola no li agrada gens. La gent entén tiki-taka com tenir molt la pilota, fer 200.000 passades abans d'arribar, jugar lent, i això a Guardiola no li agrada. I a més el Guardiola, el que jo deia abans, el Guardiola del Bayern i el Guardiola del City, és un Guardiola molt més vertical, molt més directe. El que alguns critiquen aquí a Luis Enrique de que està evolucionant l'estil, Guardiola també ho està fent. Guardiola no és el mateix que entrenava el Barça B, que jo tenia l'oportunitat de conèixer-lo, o el que estava al primer equip del Barça. No és el mateix Guardiola. O sigui, la gent s'ha de treure a vegades clichés, perquè tot ho classifiquem, li posem etiquetes i la gent canvia. I Guardiola està canviant. No perd l'essència, però està canviant. I aquest cliché del tiki-taka li fa molta ràbia. Molta ràbia. I no li agrada gens, i és veritat, jo crec que està bé que ho expliquem, perquè és com
Luis Enrique. Jaume, Luis Enrique.
A veure què diu.
A veure què diu el tècnic del Barça, una vegada parlat Rakitic.
Hello again. Aquí? No. Comencem la roda de premsa amb l'entrenador del Barcelona, Luis Enrique.
Hello. We'll begin the press conference with Luis Enrique. Cuando pase la pregunta, si puedes desde la empresa primero. Good afternoon. I wanted to ask you about what way do you expect City to play tomorrow, after he said that tomorrow's a real final for them. Do you expect a more aggressive City, and what can you do to counter that? Good afternoon, everyone. I expect the same type of game as the last one. I don't think they can be any more aggressive in terms of pressure, because they were pressing us up to the stand almost. I expect the same script in terms of match. Two teams with similar objectives when we have the ball, to make the pitch as big as possible, to play good football and press high up the pitch. And if they leave spaces behind, then take advantage of those. The identical philosophies. I think it'll be a very similar game to the first one we played. And hopefully we can overcome all the circumstances in the match to win. Hello, good afternoon. Marta from Raku. I'd like to know, how have your plans been affected by the players that you have out? I don't think that's an excuse. I think everyone has players missing during the season. I don't think you should think about players that you've not got. You should concentrate on the ones that you have. And I think I've said this during these weeks. We have a great squad, and I have complete confidence in my players. Marta Carreras from Catalonia Radio. You've said that all Guardiola's teams arrive tired by the way they play. I don't know, after the 4-0, how do you see this match? I think it's a great opportunity for us to qualify tomorrow if we win here. Obviously it won't be easy, and then obviously we want to be first in the group, and that's our objective. But to do that, we'll have to play very well, as we did in the Camp Nou. We have to play well with and without the ball, which is difficult against a team like City, who know how to occupy spaces in the right way, and they don't like losing the ball. We're going to have to play at our top level tomorrow. And teams that come tired, I think we have a slight advantage given that we played the first match, but I think there are different things that come into matches when you play. I don't think we're necessarily as tired, but things will change in this match in comparison to the last one. And it's just about trying to manage moments in the game. But for us, it's a really motivating match. In the first match, did Guardiola surprise you leaving Aguero out? Which things might change now? We know that Aguero will start the match. How does it change in terms of danger to your defence? We're speaking to a strong team. I don't think it changes our attitude to the match. It'll be the same for us. I don't think we have to talk too much about Aguero. I think we all know how well he plays. We know the national team as well. We have people here. Some people know him better than me. We know how good he is and how easy it seems to be for him to score goals. But I think the way we approach it in general sense doesn't change. Obviously, be pressured during all moments of the game. But the profiles of each individual players, we know. I'd like to know if Duran is 100% tomorrow, and if he could start the match tomorrow, and how important is it to get him back after a couple of games. getting any player back is great news. I still don't know if it'll be 100% for tomorrow because we'll have a look during the training session. But I suppose it'll be okay, but we have to wait to see him train. But there are always great news. It's always a great piece of news when a player's back. Guillaume Balaguer. Do you believe that the analysis of the first match that City played well and it was just a case of individual errors that caused the final result? Well, there are different analyses of that game. There weren't that many goal chances during the match. I think that the sending off was key in that match. And it's obviously clear that if you're playing with an extra man, then things are a little bit easier. But individual errors, I suppose, errors are just part of football, and that's something that happens. And it's difficult to evaluate whether or not this is a one-off error, or if it's an individual error, or if it's because the other team pressured them. It's difficult to highlight individual errors. It's difficult to say if it had been 90% of this or 10% of this. But anyway, I think that the result didn't really reflect the way that the match went. With players at this level, in any moment of the match, even when it's equal, the match, things can change very quickly.
I just want to ask you, because your team win 1-0 during last weekend, but City won 4-0, so it's a big win, and you travel from Barcelona to Manchester. So do you think this give Manchester City a chance that give them confidence to beat you at the home ground?
I think City have played a lot of matches when they didn't deserve not to win. They've gone back to winning ways in their last match, and it's always better to play a match when you've just won the previous match. But I don't think it's a determining factor. Now it's another competition, it's another match. And it's a short competition because there are only 6 games that you play. And obviously if you make errors, then you pay dearly for them. Whatever happens tomorrow, there are still 2 match days left and anything can happen. And we just have the objective of wanting to be first in the group, win here and finish first in our group. Hi Luis, Claudia Collada from Movistar Plus. Looking at the form that Rafinha is in at the moment, do you think he would be the best option to replace Andres Iniesta in the middle of the park? I think all my players, I'm very lucky to be able to choose from 4 to 5 players in that position. Dennis has played well, Rafa's obviously played well, Toralda's played very well, Andre, any of those players. I'm very lucky, very fortunate to have such a great option. You spoke about wanting to become first in the group. If you win tomorrow and you could be qualified for the last 16s, Rakitic seemed to be quite relaxed about it. But tomorrow, if you win, you'll be in the last 16. It's as important as you want to make it. If we're able to qualify tomorrow after 4 matches, then we've done very well. That's the objective. Then we can see what happens in the future. We only know how to play in one way, which is to go out to win. We're trying to beat our rival, what we have in front of us. If we don't win, if we don't get the points ultimately, then we'll just have to continue playing our own way. Wanted to ask you how you see Leo at the moment, psychologically, physically, and without speaking about the drama and the problems he has in the national team. I see Leo's looking good as always, and he brings the maximum he can to the team, and I think he's looking good, and he's looking forward to contributing to his teammates.
Timothy Abraham Wardle, sorry. The Premier League has got a lot of big name managers, Mourinho, Guardiola. What are your thoughts about possibly managing in the future in England?
The future of trainers and managers is very, very unsure. You never know what might happen. The trainers come and go, regardless of what league we're talking about. The future will show us. I'm not really interested in about it at the moment. I just want to enjoy the present as much as possible at the moment, and that for me is very interested, and I'm very positive about that. I just want to enjoy that to the maximum at the moment. Remember that you said after the game in the Camp Nou that thank God there was only one Guardiola, because it was very tiring playing that match. Is there a more difficult manager to face than Guardiola? No. No and yes, there are many. There are sometimes games that are more important than others. Normally those special games come with a good manager on the other side. I think Man City, Pep's Man City, has a lot of things going for it. They can do many different things. And I think you need to adapt to their football so that you can press them. But they have a lot of good qualities. But obviously playing here, it's different because we know what we did against them. And I sense that there will be changes also because we know Pep and we know his ideas. We have to be very attentive to what they do because Pep, as a manager, will try to touch the correct key to get the result. I suppose for Pep, it will be an enjoyable match also. Mariano Trujillo from Fox. Continuing with your response about tactics, is it very difficult that a team in 3 months becomes accustomed to their manager? Is it that important to press high up to create errors? It's important. There are different ways of doing things. One thing I can assure you of, we can be impressed by what he has done in 3 months at Manchester City. It's a team that goes to play at any pitch in the world to try and get the ball. I love the philosophy, I love his ideas, and he has had his impact in 3 months. And I'm sure that the team will get better and better. Every month that goes by, they will improve, and their players will improve. I think the future for City is bright and attractive, and it will just mean that they will get better with their ideas and understand them more. You're here in Manchester in the same hotel where Mourinho lives. Just wondered whether you'd seen him at all, and if you have, would you like to chat with him for a while? No, I've not seen him. Yeah, I've had the opportunity to speak to him. I know him. I value him as a person. Yeah, we bumped into him a lot of times, but tomorrow we'll have a match, so I'm sure he'll be working on his own work and I'll be doing my own. You can talk about Neymar, about his football, but the last few weeks we've spoken more about the controversy that have come, particularly in the Mestalla. What do you put that down to? That he lives football with a lot of passion? It's a bit boring, this question. I'm a bit sick of this. I just want to get on with the Champions League match tomorrow. Last question. My question is, a lot of people want to reproduce the model of Barcelona, but the original is always the best. Is this for the players, or is it because there is a basic culture? But the first thing is the idea of the trainer. And then they will always try to transmit their ideas to their players, whether they're defensive or offensive. There's always a mix of both. And the results come because of the strength that the manager puts on this. Fortunately, there are different options for managers. Some things that the spectator enjoys more than others. But I think there are characteristics, like we want to have the ball all the time, but it depends on the profile of the players that you have. But it's important to be able to play well with the ball, even if you don't have stars. In Roma, we played very well. We were able to play football in the right way. It's not just for stars to play in that way. Anyone can play in that way by keeping the ball. But to be able to transmit something, you have to be able to feel it, and it has to be part of you.
Espero el mateix partit